Why should the U.S. investor care at this point? So we constantly hear, are we becoming Japan, right? Because Japan has printed tons and tons of money, and they've had interest rates at zero for seemingly forever, and yet the economy doesn't grow and inflation doesn't happen. I mean, I did a hit, I don't know, about a month ago. I said, you want to know how to create inflation? It's very easy. Look at what Venezuela does. They deficit spend and they print money. And bam, they got inflation at 65%. Well, guess what? Japan's been doing the same thing, and they have deflation.
Why the difference there? Why?
Well, so here's the one criticism that economists have had of Japanese-style quantitative easing for a very long time. They say they never, for a very long period of time, or for enough of a period of time, achieved negative real interest rates. Remember what real interest rates are. What do we all think inflation is going to be? Interest rates that you would get at a bank have to be lower.
So the expectations are already so low that you can't fall beneath them?
You've got to do something to get underneath them, right? We really understand this intuitively when we think, why would anybody want to buy a German bond for, less than 1%?
Right.
Well, if you think inflation is 0, 1% looks okay, right? Because you're making more than 0, and what your money would do just sitting in a bank getting nothing.
But after 20 years, and after how that changes the mentality over essentially a generation.
Right, it's brutal.
Like, the idea of trying to fall beneath that.
Right, if you collectively as society think, well, inflation's never happening.
Yeah, and I'm used to a 150-year mortgage that I'm signing up for at this point, and I know I'm always going to be living with my parents, and my children will then live with me.
Right, or even more simply, why would I buy this car today if I think it's going to be cheaper in a year from now? Why would I buy a house?
Look, I've been doing that with gas prices this week. I keep waiting to fill my tank.
Exactly.
I did until yesterday. I was empty yesterday.
Yeah, that tone.
So the question is,
come on, you're the one who put half a tank of gas in because you were turning the car and didn't want to get your $13.
So you highlighted this about this deal between the prime minister and the head of the central bank. Let's bring up the quote very specifically that I say Carota. Karin Joji says.
Carota, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Something very
There's
different.
no emphasis on any syllables, are there? There are. I don't think you do. I
think it's even. It's right.
Even.
You're right. That is a good analysis.
Emphasis on every.
Or maybe.
This is what the Bank of Japan governor said. He said fiscal discipline is the responsibility of the government and parliament. That would be, Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, not that of the central bank. Understand, central banking culture is non-confrontational, right? Everything comes out monotone.